Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a consultant here at WM Reply, and today I'm going to be talking you through the best bots to use within Microsoft Teams. So first up, we've got the Icebreaker bot. Now this is a really good way of getting people to connect in your organization. So Icebreaker is going to match you with someone probably more than you would have on a dating app. You're going to get matched with someone on a regular basis. And with that, you can propose a meeting. Maybe you can just have a quick introductory call and talk with someone who you're not necessarily going to work with on a daily basis. So next up we have Remind Myself. So, it kind of does what it says on the tin. If you've ever thought, I'll remind you to do this tomorrow, or even just a reminder for yourself that is not a calendar invite or alarm, with Remind Myself, you can just type it into the search bar, much like you would do with chat. Say, give me a call at 4 p.m. or remind me to send this email, and Remind Myself is going to do that. So you can just talk to it like a normal person. It's almost like a little mini PA right there in your Teams. So with Polly, it's a really quick and easy way for you to get feedback from a large group of people. So that can be anything from, an opinion on what time you should meet, or maybe feedback on a document. So it's just that good way of crowdsourcing ideas and feedback without having to go into creating a whole form. So one of my personal favorites is the Who bot. So this is especially useful if you work in a larger organization. So a Who bot is there to tell you who's who within a company. So whether you want to know, who is their manager, who's got a specialist skill, or even the layout of the company, you can ask a question in WhoBot, much like in Teams chat, and it's going to source that information. And it tries to make it as relevant as possible. So if you work in a large multinational corporation, and I work in the US, it's not going to offer me someone who's got specialisms in Photoshop in the UK. It's going to look at the people I speak with most often, and also the people that they speak to most often. So the people it's suggesting are probably going to be within arm's reach. So with the accessibility bot, your staff can type into the bot, if they've got a visual or an audio impairment, or where they're sitting or where they're working currently. An accessibility bot is going to source the functionality from within Office 365 that's going to work best for them. The Office 365 suite is large, there's a lot of tools, they all do a lot of different things. So with the accessibility bot, we can really pull out those features based off the circumstances of your people. So whether that's an audio or visual impairment and a long-term way of working, accessibility bot will source that. But this can also be used temporarily, so it's definitely accessible by everyone. If you're working in a coffee shop and you can't really hear your Teams meeting, Accessibility Bot is going to show you the best features that are going to be able to mitigate those circumstances, so you can make the most of the tools wherever you are, whoever you are. So Mio is going to be a really useful bot to use if you are working with people outside of your organization. So in an ideal world, we'd all be using the same channel, we'd all be able to talk to each other without hopping back and forth between different apps. We all know that's not the case. Mio really does take the pain out of these encounters. So I can type my message in my Teams bot into Mio, and whether I'm speaking to someone who's using WebEx or whether using Slack, it's going to create a universal channel where we can all chat together without having to hop between different apps. So the Soapbox bot is a really good way of having more productive and engaging meetings within Microsoft Teams. Soapbox brings together your meeting agenda, your meeting objectives, and updates on tasks all within one space. No longer will you need to, trawl back through your emails to look at the agenda. With Soapbox, it's all there and everyone can get access from within Teams itself. FAQ Plus bot is a really good way of adding life to your frequently asked questions. With FAQ Plus, no longer do we need to have a list of questions where people are just scrolling through to see what people ask to see if they can find their answer. With FAQ Plus, your users can ask that question directly in the chat bar, and that bot is going to pull the correct answer through and give it to them straight away. So that it's much more succinct and relevant answers are coming through to the people as and when they need them. Microsoft Teams is way more than a standard communications app. Teams works at its best when it's customized to the needs of your people and of your organization. So if you're currently going through your Teams journey and you're not sure if what bots are going to work best for you, speak to us at WM Reply. We are Teams experts and we can make the best suggestions about the bots that are going to work best for you and your organization.